Terry Thomas, single member District 3, and that's the downtown area and North Goodfellow all the way to 19th Street and then down to Jackson Street. It's a pretty big area, but there's not a lot of citizens that live downtown, and the districts are set up by population. I moved back to San Angelo in 1971, so a little over 50 years. I had come to Goodfellow in 1967 and decided that I liked the city, liked the people, married a girl from here. She didn't care too much for moving out of the state of Texas, and so after 8 years in the Air Force, I decided to get out and come back here. So I've lived here since June of 1971. Got a bachelor's degree in business from Angelo State University, graduated in 1977. It was the same class that General Hawkins was in, so he and I have stayed in contact all of these years. And it's a neat thing because my wife and his wife worked together at Ethicon, so they have also stayed in contact and today. Shortly after I got out of the military, I went to work for Goodyear here locally at the Goodyear Proving Grounds. And after I got my education from Angelo State University, Goodyear decided to utilize me in a number of different positions, and ultimately I became their comptroller, the manager of accounting and purchasing, and I did that for more than 20 years. So I know budgets. I put together the budgets for Goodyear Proving Grounds for many, many years, and know how to handle that and know what things go into putting a budget together. I had been in several different cities when I was in the military, and many cities did not appreciate the military people. I had been here less than 48 hours in 1967, and I was invited downtown to somebody's place for dinner. That had never happened before. And as I found succeeding weeks and months, that was generally true for most people in San Angelo. They embrace Goodfellow, embrace the military, understand what Goodfellow brings to the community, and that's evident for these 50-plus years that I have lived in San Angelo. Citizens really rallied when several years ago Goodfellow was going to be closed by the BRAC Commission, and they showed the BRAC Commission that the city believes in this in Goodfellow and wants to stay there. I've had a lot of relationships with people in this community, and before I was out of the military and since I've been out of the military, that really showed me that this city really embraces one another, embraces the citizens, embraces the military, and I think from my perspective, I don't want to live anyplace else. Well, you know, I've been in service nearly all my life. I started out when I was a Boy Scout, an explorer, went into the military, served 8 years, served my country 8 years in the military. When I had the opportunity with Goodyear, I served on a lot of nonprofits. I was on the Boys and Girls Club for nearly 25 years, served 12 years on the United Way Board, 6 years on Fort Concho Board, been leadership alumni on 2 separate occasions, board president there. So I decided that I wanted to take this to the next level. How can I continue to serve at another level? And that is, I can service 100,000+ people in the city of San Angelo if I was in a city council position. Now, I know that only a relatively small number of people actually elected me, but once you're elected, you work for all the citizens because you're impacting people in all parts of the city. Well, always infrastructure. I mean, you've got aging water and sewer lines. You've got streets that need attention. We've got a great plan in place, but we're almost at the end of that particular plan. We're almost 8 years into this plan, but we've done Bell Street, we've done MLK, we've worked on Southwest. Now we're working on College Hills. We're going to work on Avenue N. Sunset, we're almost done with the engineering for Sunset. So there's a number of different streets in the city that we've got plans to do. They're all on the CIP plan. So one of the things that we want to try to do is follow that plan. Where we can, accelerate some of that stuff. The other major issue that I think we need to make sure we take care of is working to solve the issue of the sewer capacity in the south part of the city, airport, and out along Bentwood in that particular area. We've got to get to the spot where we're able to get those new pipes across the lake and take care of that sewer capacity. We cannot grow out of the lake area. We've had several people approach us and want to do some commercial work, restaurant, hotel, those types of things. But we're not able to do that right now until we get this sewer line fixed. And so always looking at infrastructure. The other thing is, and even though we've got a pretty good handle on this, we live on the edge of a desert. So one of the things we want to make sure is that we continue to look at water issues. I'm a numbers guy, and when I look at contracts, I can pull those things up. That was part of what I did when I was at Goodyear. So we take a look at numbers. I'm pretty good at those, and I can bring that expertise so that citizens are comfortable knowing that we've got people on the council that understand budgets, that understand how we put those things together, and exactly why those budgets are necessary as we go forward with projects within the community. When I became a council person, the top two items on the hazard mitigation were the East Angelo Draw flooding area and the Avenue P flooding area. And we've got resolutions on both of those. We're looking at other places within the community. For example, on the repair of College Hills, we've revamped all of that area so that some of that flooding, the Red Arroyo, now is abated. We're looking at Foster Road and how we can look at keeping that particular area from being flooded. We know that at some point in time in the future, we're going to have rain, significant rain, and those issues within certain parts of the city are going to continue to flood. So those are priorities for me. As we repair streets and take care of water and sewer lines, then I also want to make sure that we're looking at making sure that the citizens are safe when we do have rain. So one of the other things is as we build new construction, commercial neighborhoods, we want to make sure that the drainage is such that we do not continue to impact putting more water on the streets when it does rain. One of the reasons I'm on council is to serve citizens. You can call me, you can text me, will I be able to solve every problem? Maybe not, but I can get the information. We can talk about what the ordinances say. We can see whether there's opportunity to upgrade the ordinances, have the citizens take a look at those types of things. So I want people to know that as long as I'm on the council, you can come to me and we can have a conversation about any subject. But I think the good Lord put me on this earth for a reason, and that is service to my fellow men and women. And I will continue to do that as long as I'm physically able. I will continue to do that as long as He allows me to stay here. I believe service to people is important. It's one of the reasons that I believe the citizens of San Angelo are so tight. They're so giving. They want to be part of the community, and they want other people to be part of the community. So from my perspective, it's all about making sure that I do my part to help the city, to help the citizens. And again, I'll do that as long as I can.